Just to push a little bit more on the issue of surrogacy, because you mentioned about the issue of commodifying bodies of perhaps the surrogate or the child itself. What are your thoughts then concerning the whole matter of, let's say, altruistic surrogacy, whereby there's no money involved, people are just doing it because it's a favor for a friend, or perhaps it's even a family member. What about these kinds of situations?
Okay, so Daniel, I want to ask you, who are you thinking are these benevolent persons who are going to be altruistic surrogates? Might you name some of them so that I can address?
Well, there are some examples on Instagram where they are promoting this lifestyle of being an altruistic surrogate.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
From their view, it's more of like they're helping infertile couples become parents, which is kind of why like the parent trap issue, you see. Okay. Like, do we really have no boundaries in terms of like helping someone achieve the desire to be a parent? Yeah.
Okay. So, I was just kidding with him, actually. I was just going to answer it. In terms of altruistic surrogacy, if surrogacy is detrimental to the well-being of the child, then there would still be the same issues of how it's detrimental to the well-being of the child. And then I think to add to that, if it is also detrimental because a child has the right to know their own origins, and sometimes you do not know if identity is partially influenced by our origins, if there are epigenetic factors that affect the expression of our genes, then knowing the prenatal environment, who our gestational parent is quite critical to a child. So that kind of thing may be lost. Now, if it is not lost because it is a friend or maybe a family member, now let us think of which family member can be an altruistic surrogate. Is it the mother? Is it the mother-in-law? Is it the sister? I mean, it's a bit gross from my point of view, if I may be direct. I mean, if you think about it, so if a woman wants to have an altruistic surrogate, her sister offers to be the surrogate for her. So the sister is impregnated with her husband's sperm. Okay, if that's not funny to you. The husband's sister offers to be the surrogate. The husband impregnates his sister. The husband impregnates his mother-in-law. The husband impregnates their own mother. So I want you to think of concrete scenarios and to see whether it sits well with you or not, or whether there's some messing up of the family structure here. Now, we are not just thinking, if we want to be very scientific, okay, there's no sexual intercourse, one hopes here, but it's artificial insemination, right? No need actually to, maybe you can even have a donor egg, so far removed, but it's still something growing inside somebody else's body. And then eventually there's birth. And the child is raised in this family where the auntie is actually the gestational mother. Does it mess up the family structure? You know what I mean? And if the research has shown that someone thinks that the child is conceived by the husband and another woman, now you have to think that the child is conceived by the husband and your sister, or the husband's sister, or the husband's mother, or your own mother. So the grandmother becomes the gestational mother. So think about that. I mean, of course, if you remove it further, then you know that there are the other issues pertaining to the child.